Hey guys, I'm Dana Stone and I am an integrative child and adult sleep coach. So I work with individuals and families to improve their life and their health with a better night of sleep. So I'm introducing my 5 Minutes to Better Sleep series, and we're going to break down the different elements that dramatically affect our sleep in a clear, easy to understand way. So together, we're going to explore the why, the how, and the what we can do about it. So today, we are going to talk about an intro to sleep and why you should even care. So have you ever pulled an all-nighter to get a project complete or hit the night scene up till the wee hours of the next day? It can often feel like there are not enough hours in the day to get everything done. So you start to steal from your sleep hours. But why? We know we need it because it's clear how awful we feel after those all-nighters. But what's really going on? What's happening and why do we need it so bad? Well, what we do know about sleep is that during sleep, our nervous system is fairly inactive. The muscles that support our body are relaxed and our eyes are typically closed, and our consciousness is basically suspended. Now, sleep is a complex condition, and while we still have so much to learn about sleep, we really need to understand that sleep is absolutely the foundation of our health. Now, it affects almost every system in the body. The brain is very active during sleep, and it has a lot of housekeeping and repair to do. So the brain is not at rest. We're just using it in a different way. About 1 in every 5 adults fails to get enough sleep. And if you're missing out on sleep, regardless of if it's by chance or by choice, the effect is going to be so much more than sleepiness the next day. Our ability to meet our sleep needs affects our body's restoration processes, our memory consolidation, as well as our metabolic health. Sleep loss alters our normal functioning and our attention, and it disrupts the ability to focus on sensory inputs. So have you ever noticed how irritable you can be after a really bad night of sleep? You know, that lack of sleep has been implicated as playing a significant role in tragic accidents. Now, if we want to hit a couple big ones, you may remember the Exxon Valdez oil spill. And this was considered to be one of the worst environmental disasters of all time. The Exxon Valdez spill dumped almost 11 million gallons of oil into the Prince William Sound off the coast of Alaska. And this happened in 1989. So the captain had a bit too much to drink, turned the navigation over to the third mate, who should have been able to handle it. They've done this route so many times, but unfortunately he was barely functioning because he'd only slept 6 hours in the previous 2 days. So shortly after midnight, the Exxon Valdez collided with the Bly Reef and ruptured 8 of the vessel's 11 cargo tanks. I'm sure we've all had that late night drive where you start to drift and you're straining to stay awake, but sometimes there's really no fighting it. Another big one, January of 1986. I think I was like kindergarten or first grade, so I'm aging myself a little bit there. But the Challenger launched from Cape Canaveral, and 73 seconds later, it exploded, killing all 7 people aboard as the world just watched in horror. Now, in the aftermath, it was concluded that poor judgment due to sleep loss was a contributing factor. The top managers had been on duty since 1 a.m., and they had only had a couple of hours of sleep the previous night. You know, they're pulling these all-nighters, they're trying to get everything ready for this big launch, and it just made it too easy for mistakes. And tragically, they resulted in fatal outcomes. Yeah, children and young adults tend to be most vulnerable to this negative effect of sleep deprivation, but let's really just be honest here. Chronic sleep deprivation shortens our lives. When you fail to get your required amount of sufficient sleep, you start to accumulate sleep debt. Now, when would we willingly choose to become sleep deprived? Like sometimes. However, we have to get into some different attitudes about sleep, right? How do you know if you're sleep deprived? Well, there's a couple big factors that you can look for, or indicators. Excessive daytime sleepiness is a huge one. But you can sometimes mask this with stimulants, and even our biological drive might keep us going throughout the day. Do you use an alarm clock in the morning to get up? Do you have a lot of yawning during the day? Moodiness, fatigue, irritability, depression, really. Difficulty learning new concepts and forgetfulness. Even that fuzzy, not able to concentrate, lack of motivation, clumsiness, all of these are linked to sleep deprivation. You can even have an increased appetite for carbohydrates, a reduced sex drive. So check in with yourself. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you cheating yourself? And what's the cost? So stay tuned as we dig in more on the next episode of 5 Minutes to Better Sleep. And make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to learn more about assessing your sleep habits, click on our free evaluation download in the description, or you can visit www.restassuredconsulting.com. I am excited to share more. Bye for now.